Hello, my name is Orlena, and this is a junk journal that I wanted to share with y'all. This is actually the third one that I have made, but this is my very first video. I'm recording this one right now because I'm going to be giving it to a friend this evening. First of all, I wanted to give credit to Deli Girl 1961. I watch all her tutorials. Cheryl is a great crafter, and I have learned everything that I have done in this junk journal from her channel. And also a few little things that I have done is from Crafty Arena. Cheryl refers to her a lot in her videos as well. But forgive me ahead of time. Give me some grace. This is my first video. I know I'm going to hesitate. I'm going to stumble. I'm a little nervous. And I just want to tell you that this is going to be unedited and done in one shot. I'm not quite sure how long my cell phone gives me to record. So if I talk a little fast, I apologize ahead of time. Leave me some comments if I do, and ask me to try to slow down. Hopefully my phone won't cut me off and I'll be able to talk a little bit slower in the next videos. I've done 2 other junk journals. I'm not going to post this one until I've recorded the other 2. But I need to get this one done tonight. And then I will post the other 2 when they are done. And then I will post this one, even though this is the first video. So anyway, I will start off by saying that I did a single pamphlet stitch with just some coated twine. My closure I did with 2 eyelets in the back, and this is just some simple cheap ribbon. I put a couple of little charms here on this. Let me start out also by saying that I made this junk journal a little bit on the masculine side with a flair of femininity. This is actually for a girlfriend of mine, but it is about her son. He was 31 years old. He recently passed away from a vicious, cancerous brain tumor. And so I wanted to give this to her so that she could write in it. When she's missing him, she can write whatever she wants in this to him. It's not really for photos or anything like that, unless after I've given it to her, she requests some photo room. I will more than happy add or make changes to it at her request. But I did add this little locket here to give her the chance to put a picture of her son in here if she wants to. So we're going to start out by just unwrapping this. It just is a wrap around and a tie off. I do not know the paper lines that I used. This is just stuff I've had in my stash. The first 2 journals that I made them at the same time for 2 of my daughters, and I had to do it on the sneak when one daughter was at school or whatnot, but I do not have lists of what I used and the manufacturers. If I remember them off the top of my head, I will mention them. But when I make my 4th one on, I'll go ahead and start keeping track of what I use and what paper lines I use and so on. But this is just stuff I had in my stash. It was pretty masculine. I have 3 daughters and no boys that I scrapbook for, so most everything I have is very feminine. This is really the only thing that I had that was kind of on the masculine side. So here we go. I used just those yellowish colored mailing envelopes. That's what this is. It's a little bit pliable. My first 2 that I made is more on the bendable side than this one, but this has a metal key in here that keeps it from bending as much as the other 2. I put gesso on the outside and the inside of the journal to keep it from warping from the glue and the wet medium that I used. and I use tie back on the inside. It's really like those security envelopes that you can get at the post office or that you receive some of your mail in. I just cut a strip of it and put it on the inside so that it would secure the binding a little bit so it wouldn't rip with the stitching and the constant turning of the pages. I applied just papers on the front, back, and the inside of the covers, and I used Mod Podge to go ahead and seal it all with. And so here we go. Let's see. I went ahead and cut these tags, 2 different sizes, I believe, yeah, out of those manila file folders that everybody has. There was an office going through a bunch of their stuff, and they threw a bunch of these away, and I got myself a bag of them. And so I just cut them to whatever size I wanted them. I ink them with Tim Holtz's Walnut Stain. I do not believe I used coffee on the tags. Actually, Crafty Arena has a video on her channel using shoe polish. So in one of my other junk journals that I'll be filming, I use this quite a bit, and you'll be seeing that soon. But that was a great tip. A little bit goes a long way, and it's a lot cheaper than your distress inks for large areas. So I did use Walnut Stain around here, and there's a little bit of orange, and I think it's Colorbox orange chalk ink, I do believe. And this coffee staining and these little splotches are from a stamp one of my girlfriends bought for me because she knew I had been looking for one. She bought it from Close to My Heart for me. And it's great. I love it. Because on my other 2 journals, I'll tell you the story of what I did for those. And that's why she ended up buying it for me. This is just a little random stamp I bought from, I think, Hobby Lobby, clearance rack. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure that's, I buy a lot of stuff off the clearance racks. This is just some tulle and some fibers and things that I've had. I've got 2 or 3 boxes of that stuff. So I don't remember when or where I got all of those. But I do know that this is Tim Holtz. And when I'd put the tags in here, it would catch on these little gate points. So I put myself a little piece of clear plastic packaging. And I think I adhered it with glossy accents. And then I put me a little rhinestone on there. And it was the clear. So I used an orange Sharpie marker to kind of stay true with the color scheme throughout the junk journal. And threw me some washi tape on here and just made a belly band and put this key on here. The key kind of caused this belly band to buckle a little bit, but I think it'll be okay. I just used a little bitty banner. On this side, I used a Fascinator staple, and it showed up on this side, so I covered it with some washi tape. Made myself this little banner here and just inked up some index cards. And I do believe this was a pre-bought tag. I didn't cut this one because it had some green circle covers or whatever those things are called that I didn't like, so I covered it up with washi tape and, you know, punched a hole in that. But this is just a little tuck spot that she can put other journaling papers or whatever that she wants here. And these, I made these tabs. I'm looking for a tab punch, but so far in the box stores, I haven't been able to find one. So I think this is a Spellbinder, and it's the smallest shape in the package, and I cut it out and just bent it in half and glued it. I use the tacky glue from Aleene's for a majority of my wet glue that I use, and I just adhered it here, and I have inked everything on the edges with Tim Holtz Walnut Stain because I don't like the white edges that shows, and so I just think it kind of brings everything together. I learned that tip from Cheryl on Deli Girl 1961, and she doesn't like white edges either, and I agree with her. So this is just some little craft paper, and I just put a couple of washies on there to cover it up. And if my friend wants me to make her a little booklet for photos or make like a little waterfall to cover up these more plain pages, I will do so for her at her request, but I just kind of left it to her discretion. I coffee stained my pages. My other two journals that you will see, I coffee stained those as well, but I used a sprayer, and I used my heat gun, and the pages aren't as crinkly sounding as when you bake them. And so I favor the crinkling. So I think I'm going to bake mine from here on out because I really do like that effect a lot more. And I do believe that the pages are a lot darker as well. But I coffee stained notebook paper and copy paper and just did some random little bitty stamps I've had in my stash for years. And I used glitter mist on this doily. I think I bought a pack of them at the Dollar Tree. So if you have one in your area, just keep an eye out for them. They're in random places in the store. They're never in the same place twice. I just kept spraying it with Glimmer Mist, Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist, until I got the color that I liked. I think this is actually 2 or 3 colors. But I thought it would be a little bit of femininity for her. The book is kind of masculine for her son's sake. And a little bit of femininity for her. So there I have also just, you know, random stamps, little stamps here and there. Just plain old copy paper. This is tracing paper. I think the sound, the crinkly sound is awesome. I love it. But I think Cheryl said that in her comments on her page, somebody had told her that parchment paper works also for the crinkly sound, but you cannot write on it either at all or very well. And the tracing paper actually takes writing a lot better than parchment paper. So I went ahead and just used tracing paper. Just left this plain to see if she wants any photo mats at a later date. This is just a little tuck that I made with some paper that kind of matched the theme. I think I did a little bit of stamping here. I did this book in a hurry because I was going to give it to her 2 or 3 days after he passed away, but it turns out that it's been a few days later than that. So I really need to get this filmed and get this book over to her tonight. So that's kind of why I'm filming it out of sequence. Large index cards, small index cards are my best friend. Love them. And I just edged them in the walnut stain. I don't have but 2 or 3 colors of those things. I'm going to be building my collection up. I heard that Gathered Twigs and a couple of other colors are really good to use in these journals too, but I only have Antique Linen and the Walnut Stain right now. But that's on my list to get. And I bought these at a dollar store. I bought just an address book and ripped out a few pages. I know they're kind of flimsy, but I think that they're just kind of cute to add to the journal. So there's those. Notebook paper, tracing paper. And then here's a tuck spot that I made. This is a doily. I'm not sure if I made that on my Cricut or where I actually got it, but I inked it up some. I do believe that this is just a piece of scrapbook paper. I like the postcard thing part of it. I just inked it up. This right here I sprayed with orange Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist. It's cheesecloth, which, by the way, if you have a Dollar Tree anywhere near you, it's only $1, and you get a great big piece, and you only need little pieces at a time. This is just some paper flowers that I had, and there I used the rhinestone again, and I colored it with my orange Sharpie. They're alcohol ink based and they don't rub off. They're great. Love them. This is a Tim Holtz Arrow, and I just made a little tag here that says sun and some eyelash fibers. Cheryl says a little of this will go a long way, and she's right. So I only use just a little bitty bit, but I have oodles and oodles of this stuff in several different colors. And I had this cute little bag, and I think I found these some at Hobby Lobby. I think they're just random little tags made out of looks like ledger paper. Just stuck that in there, and there's again the index cards. And then I found these at Hobby Lobby as well. I just went ahead and inked this one. It's just a little file folder, but I loved this vintage cameras and the lens and things on this. And I think I've got 4 or 5 of these left out of the package. I think I'm actually going to coffee dye these when I coffee dye some more paper. I think that would be awesome to use in future junk journals. Let's see. I stenciled this right here. I do believe this was a Tim Holtz stencil, I believe. I can't think of the name of it right now. This is just a random stamp that I got, I think at Hobby Lobby, off the clearance rack. And I put it on this piece of paper here because I went to stamp it on the page, and I actually stamped it too close to the center, and there wasn't enough room for his name. So that's why I went ahead and made this little banner here. And I should have made that a tuck spot, but I didn't think about it when I glued it down. So that's his name there, and to make it more personal toward her son. It's just some more sheets for her to journal on, some ledger paper. I went to my office desk and started grabbing graph paper and ledger paper and that type of thing to be able to use in the book, just to change it up a little bit. And this is just a little bag. This is the back side of it, or the bottom of it, and I just sliced it open and took my X-Acto knife and cut a little thumb spot so that she can put stuff in it. This is just plain old copy paper, like I said, but I think I actually ripped it here when it was real soft with the getting it wet, and I think I ripped it, so I just covered it up with washi tape, and I think it adds a little bit of character. It's a happy boo-boo, I guess. I left this one blank because it's light enough for her to actually journal on. And just more stamping and coffee dyeing. And then this right here, I think is like this might be a handmade paper. It's real wrinkly. And it's just like a little envelope type to hide the stitching for my pamphlet stitching. I believe we're on the back side of the pages I've already flipped through. I believe Crafty Arena is the one that originated these types of paper clips. I learned it off of Cheryl on Deli Girl 1961, and but she gives credit to Crafty Arena, and I've seen a few other tutorials and they give her credit as well. So do I. So thank you, Crafty Arena, for such a wonderful, wonderful idea. It adds character and texture to your pages, and they're pretty. I tried to make them masculine, but yet a little bit feminine. Just use some random ribbons that I have had in my stash, and just a little bit of that eyelash trim. And I think these flowers were at Michael's a few years ago in their dollar bin before they changed it to their $1.50 bin. Just made this little flag here and with the word love, and then just a little metal heart that I had in my stuff. And these, I think these were absolutely wonderful idea. And The other side, I just have a tag and an index card. And this is the other side of the bag, and I just inked it up. And these are some little random tags. It's the one with the ledger, but these actually have like a graph paper on the back, whereas that other one didn't. I don't know if I actually glued these together. Yes, I think I did. I think I actually glued these together. So that's why these have the graph paper and that other one doesn't. Let's see. These, I think I found at a clearance rack at Michael's, and I didn't really notice it at the time that I bought them. They're kind of slick, so I hope they can, I hope my friend can write on these. But I just inked them up a little bit, and I used just a stencil here. I can't remember who it's from. I think it's just one of the random ones. It's not a Tim Holtz or anybody, I don't think. And this envelope here, my daughter actually came across it on a clearance rack, I think at Hobby Lobby, and she knew that I would probably like it, and she was right. So I only fastened it here and here so that we could use it as a tuck spot here, and then when you fold it over, I like the faux burlap here, and I put his name again. And then I did not make this a tuck spot because I thought it would be too heavy. But there was a design right here that I didn't care for that much, so I covered it with burlap. I believe that these flowers are either Prima or, my mind went blank. Petaloo, there we go. Petaloo or Prima. And these are just random ones. I think this might be Recollections, this little brown one here. And then this one here, I don't have a clue where I got these. I think these might be Prima. And then I had just clear acrylic flowers from Michael's as well. And I used my Sharpie marker again, and it just does not rub off. You can make it whatever color you want. And instead of buying rhinestones, tons and tons of them in every size, in every color, just buy one of those random packs at Michael's or Hobby Lobby and color them whatever color you need them to be. And this is just a piece of metal, a metal leaf that I thought it looked real cute right there with the eyelash trim. I ordered that off eBay. I'll probably be referring to this seller in future tutorials, not tutorials, flip throughs. So I will try to look her up if I can remember where I bought these. And then you just flip it over, and it's just a tuck spot. And guys, save your packaging if you don't already. This was the inside or the back of something I bought, came attached to it like that. And I figured that I could use that. That it looks like ledger paper, and it's real thick. And I just inked the edges, and I'm going to put it in my friend's journal here so that she can find something to do with it. And that's some of the splatters from that Close to My Heart stamp my friend bought me with the coffee stains. It also had some splatter stains with it, which I love, love, love. And I thank goodness she found it for me, because I felt silly doing it the old way that I'll explain in the other videos. But more index cards and tag, and here's another one of Crafty Arena type paper clips. The little banner, I used a piece left over from the back, and just some ribbon, and a little flower, a metal key, and this button was really, really cute. I think it's a cardboard one, but I think it has glossy accents. It was pre-made that way. But that gives me ideas to do my own when I run out of these. And there again, I used some of the same twine that I did the pamphlet stitch in. And this is a pretty plain page, but I thought it was pretty, and so I left it. And I do believe that these are Project Life, and I just put a little stamp on it and inked the edges for her to have some more journaling. The other side of the doily. And on this last journaling page, I just put friendship. Know that you are on my mind and in my heart. And then I put my name there, Orlena. And I put this right here. I'm not even sure what that is. I have had that for years in my stash, just trying to think of something to use it on. And it's kind of on the masculine side. So I just inked it up just a tad and put some burlap, and I just used the whole pad and pulled it down across the burlap and kind of pulled a few pieces out to make it a little bit more fringy. Some washi, just a little bit of the eyelash trim. Cheryl was right, a little goes a long way. Just a plain brad, and then I believe this says I miss you, and but the I is up under the flower. And I don't have a clue where I got this flower. It was a set of several different colors, and I kind of grunged it up just a little with some dark walnut stain because they were pretty bright. They were pretty bright. I think there were some yellow ones and some pink ones in with this. So, excuse me, I darkened it up some and made a tuck spot out of the whole thing. And this, again, is some tulle and some fiber type things that I have. And I do believe that this stencil is a Tim Holtz Shattered Glass stencil. And there again is that honeycomb stencil that I used earlier in the book. And then this is just a trifold that I made to hold out of the manila file folders, to hold a manila file folder tag that I made. I thought it was, I think I seen this also on Deli Girl 1961's page as well, or on one of her tutorials, and I really like it. So I used it and just stamped half of a stamp of gears, and I just barely used a little piece of scrap from this, left over from this, to put this in. I just really like the look of that. And then some twine from the pamphlet stitching, some wooden gears. I hope I haven't been out of frame that whole time. Forgive me if I have been. Then I only attached it here and here so that you could use it, or she could use it as a tuck spot. She can put some bigger papers here if she would like. This is Project Life again, with just a random Hobby Lobby stamp that says postcard. And then these right here are from the dollar spot at Target. They're just those to-do lists that you put on your refrigerator. It's got a magnet on the back of the pad. And I just ripped off some and inked them up. I think it was already tanned to begin with, so I thought it worked really well with this journal. So I just inked up the edges a little bit because I just really don't like plain stuff. I like it to just kind of all blend and be pulled in together and work nicely together. I left this open for my friend to tell me if she wants maybe a waterfall, if she wants to add pictures, or to put another cluster of journaling pages. I left the flap open from the envelope. I took out the clasp completely when I put gesso on the inside, because gesso keeps everything from warping. Well, it at least keeps it down to a minimum. When you add your glue, your wet mediums to it, if you use, your paste or whatever it is that you use, you might use watercolors or whatnot on your book, and the gesso helps keep it from warping and bubbling up. These are just some inked pages for her to do additional journaling on, excuse me. And I went ahead and cut this out. On my other ones, I used an oval cutter that I have from Creative Memories, I think, but I did not have it handy when I made this, so I just went ahead and cut this out by hand. And I went ahead and lined the inside lip of this fold, and you can see on the inside, I just went down just so far. I didn't go all the way down inside, so that when you look at it, it just looks a little bit nicer and neater. And put these back in there for her. I've seen a lot of junk journals where this has been cut off and then this is completely flat and sealed just like the front. And then a lot of the junk journals have closures like this, and I may make some of those in the future as well. But my first three, all three of them have this flap open so that you can have another secret pocket. But that's it. I hope I didn't go too fast. I hope I didn't stumble too much. I will film the other two journals, and I will post them first, and then I will post this one. And then hopefully I will have made another one by then. So just bear with me as I learn how to film and get used to filming and not stumble and stammer all over the place. And if I talk too fast, I'm sorry. And just tell me to slow down a little bit if you need me to. Let me see. I think that's about it. This is going to be unedited. And I think I'm done. So thank you very much for watching, and I hopefully will be talking to you again soon. So thank you for stopping by. Bye.